What up, everybody? I'm Sal Colati. This is Reggie Steele.
And this is Spitballin.
There you
Welcome.
go.
Welcome.
You want to come in so hot, dude, but then you almost deep throat the mic and then it kind of got muffled. All right, Reg. Wow.
All right.
That's
Hold up.
bonus.
I'm just going to say for all the ladies out there who are watching this.
The sound. I already lost you. No, I didn't.
Okay.
I muted you by accident.
Oh, see, there you go. You sure it was accident? Well, let me just say this for all the ladies out there who are watching this. Sal mentioned deep throating. All I'm gonna say is, if you find yourself in one of those situations where you're doing something like that, don't be afraid to get that motion.
Wow, that looks very.
It's about the wrist action and the.
You look like experienced in that action, Reg. Are there some videos out there of you we haven't seen?
Wouldn't you like that to be the case? No, I've seen. I read a book once about fellatio and the art of fellatio. So, I read a book about it. So
I read a book once about.
You read a book once? Shut up.
Hey now about. Early on in my early 20s was when I was trying to learn about the female body and stuff, and like tips from lesbian lovers.
Yes. Who knows how to love a woman better than a woman?
Exactly. And I would cover it in my own little cover I'd made out of brown paper bag, book cover, so that I could read it on the bus and shit.
You should have left that out. Cause you never know, man. You might have found some people who are interested in you. They're like, oh, I see you're learning about the art of seduction, right? Yo, straight up, man. Straight up. I used to go to bookstores. And I go to like the self-help section, and I'd go to like the sexual love, whatever section. And I would thumb through all those books, find different pages and read about different things about the female anatomy, what's what and who's who and what happens and where is this thing and what does this do and what do you have to do that thing? Oh man,
we're educated lovers.
I like that. That should be the name of our podcast. We should change it. Educated lovers.
Yeah, we'd get way more followers, dude.
Oh my goodness.
Then we'd have to just talk about. Yeah, it'd have to be more like a scientific sexual podcast.
It could be both scientific and experimental and scientific, experimental, and stories from the field of study and
So I have to wear these headphones today because my Bluetooth stupid Apple ones aren't connecting for some reason, and these are all hot and muffled, and I feel like I'm yelling.
Well, you got the on ear. I can't do the on ear because they press my ears in. You got to get that over ear. But it's funny about you having your headphone problems.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
I messed up my headphones. I had them in my phone, and I turned or something, and it kind of yanked on one side of it, and now one ear doesn't work. So I had to go with the hot pink.
Oh, I like the hot pink actually.
I had to go with the hot pink. Interesting story about these. There was this lady, I forget where we were, but I saw this lady with these headphones, and she had just bought them. And she put them in her phone, and she goes, "Oh man, these you can't talk into these. These are just for listening. There's no microphone."
Oh.
Right. And she goes, "You want these?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Where was this at?
I forget. I was somewhere in Oakland.
Just at a store?
No, she had just left the store. Like she had just bought them at the store. And
we were just hanging out on the street.
Yeah, you know how I do.
You're just loitering.
Just hanging out in the corner, just watching the world go by, And so she's like, "You want these?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll take them." And they're excellent, man. I mean, come on, man. How can you turn down the hot pink headphones? There's no way.
Pretty nice, dude.
You got to go with the hot pink.
They look like my shoes.
Exactly. I'll let you borrow them for you.
So I can coordinate when I'm on the bus reading my lesbian books.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, so you wanted to tell me some Bluetooth story because I got some stories. Actually left the house this week and stuff. I mean, I don't know if there's much stories, but
okay. Well, so you go ahead and finish saying what you said about your headphones.
Well, the fucking things aren't working. I don't understand. You pay all this money for the things, and then they don't. Like the problem is, the second I logged in, I didn't shut off the Bluetooth on my phone, so it quickly registered to my phone. And I'm like, no. So I disconnected off the phone. And then you just go to the symbol click connect Bluetooth, but it doesn't connect. It just is like, well, I don't know where it is. And it's just, yeah, dude, I don't know. It's a pain in the ass. It's not always 100%. Now it's way better though once you have them in, because right now I feel like I'm talking underwater and my ears are going to get hot as hell in 20 minutes because it's big ass pillows on them. So
Sorry,
we'll see.
We'll see.
I might be distracted this week.
Okay. Well, my story about the AirPods, and I don't have any, about Bluetooth headphones. Look, I know they're very popular right now, and I know everyone has them and everyone's getting them, and I know they're $24.99 or whatever. And there's a whole bunch of knockoff brands. They got the Apple ones, and then they got the whatever else. So I used to have a Trio 600, and I had the Bluetooth earpiece, right? And it was new technology. It was super exciting. Oh, you got your AirPods back?
They just registered just now.
Nice. They heard you talking junk about them. They heard you talking junk about them. They're like, oh, we ain't going out like that.
It's unbelievable.
So I used to wear this. This Bluetooth headset, right? Like the little earpiece. And I've never experienced headaches. Like that's not a thing that I do. Like I don't have headaches. But all of a sudden I started getting headaches. I was like, well, what's changed? I was thinking that it's something that I eat, or I sleep well, am I tired? But I'm like, yo, I just got this Bluetooth thing. So all right, whatever. I keep going for a little while. I'm still getting headaches. I'm like, yo, damn this. So I take it off. I stopped using it for like a week to see if the headaches go away. Yo, headaches go away. And I'm like, all right, well, let me just see. So then I bring it back and I start using it again. And my ear would get hot, like my head would get hot and I would get headaches. And once I got headaches the second time when I brought it back, yo, it was a wrap for me, son. I'm like, yo, I'll be connected forever. I'm good.
Well, here's the thing. Now, weren't you one of those guys who just like kept it in your ear the whole time, like you were super cool?
I mean, I didn't walk around all day. I'm not a douche. I'm not that.
I just remember whenever I see you, especially if I go down the wharf and I see you, and you always had it in. I'm like, "Where's Reggie?" Oh, see the blue light ear guy.
Oh,
and here's another thing about Reg.
You may have a point there.
Reg, well, if you talk on the phone, Reg loves to talk, and he'll just talk. So, I mean, that thing was probably just baking in your ear like a goddamn microwave for hours.
It probably was. You're right. I'm not going to dispute that. I will not dispute that. It was probably in there for a good 8 hours a day.
And that was like early Bluetooth technology. So I'm sure it's a way better now.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
But
yeah, that's what I was going to say. I mean, I have other Bluetooth technology. Like I got speakers, you know, the UE Boom speakers and the Wonder Boom and all that kind of stuff. And it's great. I just don't know how I feel about. And also, I mean, there's radio waves, although the radio waves are everywhere going through us all the time. But to have something going specifically to your head in a certain way. Like there've been stories about people who've gotten like, you know, I want to say like testicular cancer or ovarian cancer and all kind of stuff because they keep their phone in their pockets. And
you know, Reg, I'm going to have to see scientific articles and proof when you speak of such things.
Well, I'm saying I want to say I've heard of some. I'm here. You want me to look it up right now?
Well, I do know it is bad if you would keep your phone near your crotch forever. Right. And there were stories of guys falling. I remember reading a story. A guy fell asleep in his chair and a chair caught on fire because the phone got overheated. They didn't say what phone it was. And again, this was like 10, 15 years ago when the technology was still growing.
Okay. Well, see, there you go. You just proved my point right
all right. I get it. But
all right. So I don't have to look it up then. I don't have to.
You're fine.
Okay.
We're all fine. There is something we could talk about. You wanted to talk about a couple of weeks ago, and now that there's actual news out there, and the 60 Minutes is covering the UFOs. Fucking aliens, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, dude, they're amongst us. They are with us now. Okay. So, one more thing. We'll get to that, but I just got to say this. Your mom contacted me.
Ooh.
Yes. Your mom contacted me.
When? Recently?
Probably about a week ago. Oh, maybe before. After our last podcast. Okay. So yeah, sometime during the week. Basically, shout out to Rose Kalani. Yo. Peace. Love you, kid. You gave birth to this dude. This is one of my favorite dudes. So you did an excellent job raising your son. But your mom contacted me and was like, yo, don't let Sal bully you about the vaccine.
Oh my God, dude.
I was like, yeah. I was like, thanks, Rose. I was like, don't worry. He's not gonna ever do that. I
See
was like, he
that,
can say
Red? See
whatever.
what you're doing? You're influencing the ignorant
I
because
am
of
not
your
look,
patience.
your mom has her own opinion,
My
right?
mom needs it now. My mom's got bad lungs, dude. She's got terrible
Oh,
lungs,
does she
and
have bad lungs? Why?
she's allergic to
She's a,
smoke. Like if people smoke anywhere near her, like you can't even be around a campfire. It messes her up. She's already got weak lungs. So
well, hold on, hold on, hold
she's
on.
hanging out with a bunch of anti-vaxxers, unmasked. It's dangerous.
Okay. Well, I will say this: wood smoke wood smoke is the worst smoke for you. It's all
Yeah,
bad. And cigarette smoke, secondhand smoke has been proven to cause lung cancer. So if she has
yeah.
lungs that are allergic to bad air, that doesn't seem like a defect. That actually seems like she might be more advanced, right?
Well,
Because then she
yeah, but
can't.
it's like, well, she can't even just walk far without, you know what I mean? It's not
Oh, okay.
like,
Well, she
it's
doesn't have.
there's
Not that she has bad lungs. She doesn't have
lung capacity.
lung capacity. She got to get her weight. She got to get her air up, and that just comes from walking,
Anyway,
breathing
she
deeply.
has no, I mean, dude,
Well,
she
all I'm
should,
saying is your mom just said, "Don't bully me." That's it.
no, I think Reg could handle himself.
Yeah, I've
He's
been working out
fine.
too. I've been getting back in the gym. It's
He's
coming.
fine. Yeah, that still ain't gonna protect you from COVID, bro.
Yes, it is. I'm fighting COVID like this. See, everybody else trying to fight COVID like this, right? Everyone else is fighting COVID like this. I'm fighting COVID like I'm knuckling up. Like, come on.
We had a show last night, and I brought up some family talking about COVID.
Oh wait,
And
wait.
that
You
was
had
one of
your
my strongest jokes, was talking about family and COVID.
so you got back on stage last
What?
night.
Yeah, first time last night, dude.
Nice.
And
Congratulations, man. How did it feel? Feel great, right?
it was cool. It was good. Yeah, it felt good. I mean, it's the show Diablo Comedy. It's a bar Diablo here in Silver Lake on Sunset, right?
I saw the ad for that. I mean, I saw
So
your
yeah, so but here's the thing. I mean, it's a taco restaurant bar. It's still a bar. It's a bar show still. Okay.
okay.
And as a comic understand more what that means, where like you kind of have to, the best kind of show as a comic, I feel, is the theater, because all eyes are on you. People are quiet. There's no
No
drink service.
distractions.
There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the best. It's
No,
literally the best. I've never had better
no,
performances than in a theater.
right. I agree. There's no hot wings, there's no chicken tenders, no
Nothing.
pizzas, no
Nothing.
bars in the back,
And
ice.
you're usually a classier crowd if you're in a theater. You got
Right.
to pay a little more.
Yeah. Yeah. They came to listen. Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, I even remember one time when I first learned this, I did this little tour like in Chico, and then we did this place called Red Bluff, which is actually a large lesbian community. I did not know,
Right.
but it was in a little theater there, and it was a great show. So like
Oh,
you could
nice.
even be in the middle of nowhere, but if it's a theater, it just has a better feel.
Yeah, 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 yeah. A certain quality of clientele.
Yeah.
Not
So
saying that,
anyway,
not saying that club audiences aren't
no, now
good and
clubs
fun.
is their next best. Comedy
Right.
clubs is because that's what it's made for. And you police the room, and that's it,
Right.
Well, so then we get to the bar room. And when there's no policing, and a lot of times people
Ah,
don't even know there's a show.
yeah.
And then when people who work there show up a little drunk and they're the loudest ones being distracting,
Are
then
you
you get a
serious?
little irked. Yeah, dude. It's just kind of like,
That sucks, yo.
so it's funny though. I'm trying to play cool with it. Like the very first time I did a show here, it's in Silver Lake. There's this biker gang. I call it the Silver Lake biker gang. All right, because there's six guys in the middle of this table, and the one guy has like a red, white, and blue helmet, and they wouldn't shut up, right? And I go, hey, I
Rude,
was
huh?
like, hey, Easy Rider, shut the fuck up, right?
Oh, hold on. Let me just say this too. That's hilarious, by the way. And I just want to say this. What's funny to me is that comedians who are usually pretty slight in stature, right? Who are not very big people, not even physically imposing a lot of times, talk the biggest shit to anybody when there's a microphone in front of them. If you were outside talking to your friends and those dudes were talking junk, you wouldn't say, hey, Easy Rider.
That's what people think. But if yo, man, when I'm on stage, it's a thing of respect, and you got it. You're invincible. You're the one with the mic. It's a thing of respect.
I get
That's
it.
how
I get it.
Now the first, now I handled it wrong that first time.
Okay, I was gonna say, because what happens if you say that and then they're like, okay, yeah, cool. We'll see you out front when the show's over.
Well, that's when I go, hey, Reggie, come meet me outside, escort me to my car. You bragging about how you working out and shit. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, but I'm supposed to fight because you disrespected some dude. But honestly, he
disrespected first. Well, so here's the thing. That wasn't even the problem. When I say shut the fuck up, that guy laughs and they got applause from other people, right? Because they couldn't stand it either.
Yeah.
Then they kept talking, and then I get off, and I don't mind. You talk during me, I'm hosting. This is my show. You talk during other people, now I'm really mad. So I introduced the first comic, and they're talking, and I walk beeline right to him. I was really mad. I will beeline right to him. I go, hey, you either got to shut the fuck up or get the fuck out.
Wow.
I was mad, right? And then I just walk off, and these dudes all get up.
Oh shit.
They start walking over to me, right? And this is before COVID, right? So this is our first show ever there. But also there was Greg Edwards.
Okay.
It was a pretty wide gentleman.
Yeah, Greg got the broad shoulders.
And I want to say also Matt Lieb and Kevin Monroe. So we were all really tall.
That don't mean shit, though.
It don't mean shit, but we've seen way smaller comics, right?
Right.
So then they come up.
Hold up, just for the record, for the people, Kevin Monroe is 6'6". Matt Lieb has to be about 6'5". You're 6'3", 6'2", 6'3". Greg is
5'1",
5.5", 5'5.5".
5'5.5".
I'm joking, G. But
so anyway, they I don't know though, Reg. I was really mad that night, and this dude, they started walking over, and this one guy started walking up to me, bro. I beeline right to his face, nose to nose. I'm like, what the fuck we gonna do?
Are you serious?
What the hell?
What the hell?
I didn't care.
Hold on, had you been talking to like relatives at home or something?
Probably. There was probably a lot going on, but I just don't give a shit. So
you had a death wish that day. Okay.
And then I had those guys back there too. But so then we're facing up for a minute. And what did you say? I want to disrespect. I'm like, you gotta be quiet during the show, man. You're talking during the show. It's disrespectful, this and that. The owner comes over and is like trying to cool us out, like, hey man, what the hell are you doing? This and that. And then finally all chilled out. Okay. Right. And these were like regulars and stuff, but it all chilled out. And then they left. And I remember one of them was looking at me at the window, and I'm just smiling, like, I don't give a shit, dude. And then
oh boy.
But I have a joke now about how like I upset the Silver Lake biker gang. They got so mad I called them Easy Rider, and they slammed down their kombucha, wiped the mother yeast from their weird beard, and then sped off on their Vespas.
Nice. That's good stuff, man. You know what's funny? I was thinking, what I was gonna say is I think you came out the gate too strong, man.
I very much did. I was really well, because and the thing was like it was my first time, and I wanted my own good show, and I don't want any commotion. And this is not what that is. It's a bar. So so last night I accepted that more. And even though it was like people who worked there, I gave them some looks, but that's going to have to be an issue that's dealt with. But the thing is, when I host, like, you got to get them all to pay attention. And it was just a typical hosting sucks. So the first half of it, they're not even paying attention. Then you finally get them in, and then you finally get them a little, and then you bring them to the comics, and then they start paying attention. And then by the end, they're in. Everybody's pretty much in, some people, but but yeah, so it gets better as you're not hosting, but but other than that, I mean, it's great to see old friends and all comics, and even it's good just to go through and tell the jokes and work the bits and see what hits and stuff. And so it was good, man.
That's good, man. Congratulations, dude. I mean, I haven't gotten there yet. When I go back, I mean, I've been looking at all the pictures on Instagram and Facebook of people at shows, and all the advertisements for the Rusty Comics show at Cobb's, and these are all people I know. And so a part of me actually feels like, damn, I feel like I'm being left out. But at the same time, I got calls to do those shows, and I said no. Right. So I can't be upset for not being there.
Dude, because you're not vaccinated?
No. No, I'm not afraid because of that. And I'm not afraid of anything. What it is I just feel like, I gotta do something different, man. I don't want to go back and do any jokes that I did prior to the
Well, right.
pandemic.
Yeah. I will
Right.
say I did all new stuff and then one old joke, which kind of related to politics. So it kind of
Okay.
fit. But yeah, I could see what you mean.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have
So
to address it.
I gotta address it, and I just gotta write. I just gotta write.
Yeah.
That's it. I just gotta write. I got ideas. I just gotta put pen to pad and just come
You
up
just
with.
gotta get it done, son.
Yeah. And also too, well, though the difference too is that I'm still in the Bay. You're down in LA, right?
Yeah.
So, before you left, you did pretty much as much as you could do here to some degree, right? I've been here this whole time. I pretty much have done as much as I can in the Bay to some degree, aside from, my own one person show and then trying to, be voted, I don't know, SF Bay Guardian's best comedian of the year or some shit. I'm like, I just feel like I need to do something different if I'm going to be in this area. Cause I don't know, man. It's a different perspective for me right now. I feel like I've gotten older, comics are newer and different. And,
it's definitely weird when you don't have your friends there as much. Like I noticed towards the end, like I go to the punchline and if you weren't there, I pretty much didn't know many people.
Exactly. Exactly. So think about that. I'm like, I mean, one of the best parts of doing it up here was, think about it. Sunday nights we going, dude, the show was almost kind of like, not an afterthought. Like the show was fine, right? We get lined up to, figure out where our 7-minute slot is or 10-minute slot is. But the other hour and a half or 2 hours is us sitting in the green room, chopping it up and then hanging out afterwards. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I mean, that was one thing cool with last night. I get to book my friends and people, so people I haven't seen, Matt Lee again, Kevin Monroe, like, it was cool to have like folks you haven't seen. And Matt Curry came down from he was up there. Last time I worked with that guy was the Crow's Nest in Santa Cruz, but then
Matt
he came
Curry.
out. Yeah, he's a tall white comic.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but he's down here. But yeah, so it was it's cool to see like old friends that, like I've known Matt Lee for like since he was 23 when he was in a sketch group in college, and that's how I met him was through our sketch groups, did a college show together. So it's just kind of
Matt Lee was a funny guy too.
Oh yeah, he did great, man. He closed it out, and he's very good in that kind of room too. You could handle, but it is nice by the end. They you have everybody in the end.
Right.
It's just I'm just gonna have to get Monroe to host for me once in a while, so I could have a fun set.
yeah, exactly. Well, I was gonna say, and I said it. You came out the gate too hard, right? Too strong, because it's that thing of like you want to build up to the shut the fuck up.
Right.
And the only reason I say that is because if you come out the gate with shut the fuck up and then they don't shut up, then it's kind of like, damn.
Now what?
Now what? Like now I gotta fight. Like, do I gotta physically throw somebody out?
You've never. I mean, you don't really. Have you ever really offended someone to that point on stage?
No, my approach is different, man. I make people seriously. I make people feel bad. Like I'm a dude that's like, hey, look, I can hear you guys. It's distracting, right? And I get all serious and shit. And I'm like, yo, it's distracting. People paid a lot of money to come in here. I'm sure you paid money. So you're talking during the show. You're disrupting the show, right?
Yeah.
And so people kind of go, oh, okay. And then I've gone as far as to say, if I was everybody else in here, I would be mad as hell at you right now.
That's funny.
Like I paid for bridge toll. I paid for parking. I had to buy 2 drinks. I'm buying food. I'm probably going to go out after this. I'm on a date. It's Friday night. And you are ruining the show. Like people just like, oh my
Friday
God.
night.
It's Friday. And then what happens is I'll say, look, if you keep it up, like I'm trying to keep you in the show. I don't want to throw you out. I don't. But if I have to, I will. And that's happened before where I'm like, yo, all right, that's it. They got to go. And then when they leave, I'm sitting there and I'm like, damn, man, I tried to keep them in the show and I was trying so hard because a part of me wanted to just be like, shut the fuck up. And then the crowd's like, yeah, that's what we wanted to hear.
You never went off on someone like that.
Nah, not like that. Not like that.
I can see.
I always make them feel bad.
That's a good approach. I mean, it's funny because it's different because you're large Black man, and we've joked about this where one time I was like, Reggie, you always talk about nice shit, you talk about pigeons, talk about some real shit, and you came to my open mic. I'll never forget it. It was an eye-opening lesson, really, because you got on stage and you talked about I think some white kid has a Black friend and you can use the N-word with him and you want to know if he could do it with you. and you went off and you were funny, and then you got serious and you were really mad, and people were like,
yeah.
and then afterwards, I'm like, Reggie Steele, everyone. Hey, Reg, just go back to talking about pigeons.
I remember that. That's
But you're right, because it's different, because people won't in society be as scared of me or some shit. I could get away with being a loud asshole, and if you did it,
it's a little different.
People will turn on you maybe.
Yeah, it's a little different. Chris Rock talks. Remember, Chris Rock was crack ass. I kill it. He's a little skinny dude. No one is intimidated by him. Worried about him, right? And I'm not saying that anyone's intimidated by me, but just my presence and being aware of my presence, and also being aware of what people are thinking in the back of their minds before I say a word. You've been
aware of this your whole life?
Yeah.
Like, where does that come in? Because like when you hit, because you're not big right away. Like when you know what I mean? When does it become worse when you get larger?
Oh man, it's think about it. Yo, Sal, this is America. I'm Black. I'm African American, right? Yeah. There's a narrative that goes on in people's heads way before they even see me, right? They're watching the news, they're watching TV shows, they're whatever experiences they're having in their little communities in their towns. So, and growing up in the South, like it's almost drilled into your head, man. Like
when does that happen? When you're a kid?
It happens. It doesn't happen at a certain particular time. Like, I'll be honest with you. There are times right now where I think about, my son is 8 years old, right? Mm-hmm. My son is 8 years old, and he is as free as a bird. He's not thinking about anybody or anything, right? Mm-hmm. Except for playing, enjoying himself, climbing trees, playing baseball, being a kid. But I'm also fully aware that he is Black in America, and he's a boy. He's a male. And if he grows up to be anything, like if he's taller than me, he'll be 6'5", right? 6'5", 235, 40 pounds, right? He will be, to some people, a problem. So at some point I'll have to talk to him about, hey, look, as nice as you are and as sweet as you are, before you say anything, or before people get a chance to know you, they're going to make a judgment about you, and they may come at you harsher or be more aggressive because you're a Black kid, right? Yeah. So it's like when you go into the stores, when you look at stuff, I teach them now. I'm like, you look with your eyes and not with your hands, because there's a thing. If you're a Black kid and you pick up stuff, people immediately think you're stealing something. I see white kids pick up shit in the stores all the time and walk around. No one gives two fucks, right? But a Black kid picks up something and everyone's like, okay, every aisle. It's happened to me. Every aisle. There's someone in the same aisle as you. Like, I'll have to teach my son how to talk to the police. It's like, I would much rather you have your day in court to tell your story than to be in a grave and having one guy tell his side of the story, right? Like, that's real shit, right? It's like, if you're in public and someone says something stupid to you, you can't rage out, because who knows, the cops show up and they put two in your back, right? So it's like, you have to learn how to talk to people.
Did your mom have that conversation with you?
It's funny, because my mom, I do recall just moments, like it's all just things that happen at different times of your life. There's not necessarily a sit down. For me, it wasn't like a sit down and like, this is what you have to be aware of as a Black person. It was just little stuff like, if you want to have a chance to make it, you got to get your high school diploma and you got to go to college. You got to get a college degree, because if you want to have a chance, you got to have, that's what it's going to take for us. Right. You got to put yourself in a different category. What else was it? It's like, same thing. Don't pick up things, put that down. If you want something, I'll get it. I don't want you walking with things around with your hands in the store, right? Like, just little stuff like that, where it's like, those little things play a role, man. They play with your psyche. My friends and I have talked about, look, you get to college and you're playing sports, especially on my level, Division I, former collegiate athlete. I'm standing with Jamoki, who's 6'9". I'm standing with AJ, who's 6'7". Mahershala is 6'2", 6'3". I'm 6'3", right? And at that time, 6'3.5", 6'4". Mockley, 6'1". We got Ali Peak at 6'4", 6'5", all big Black dudes. And all of us have talked about, at different times in our lives, Mahershala and I just talked about this recently, about sometimes we would make ourselves smaller so that people would feel comfortable, right? Right? Like, kind of just, deferring a little bit, like, nah, it's fine. Because there's a certain presence that you have that can make people feel uncomfortable. And Mahershala and I, it's so funny, man. I wish I could get him on here, because we talk about this shit, and it's like, he's straight up like, fuck playing small to make somebody else feel big. He's like, be who you are. Like, embody who you are completely. If they can't deal with it, they can't deal with it. And so we've all had that epiphany at some point where you just go, I'm sick of like playing, being like, not being nice, but I would like, remember you used to say, man, Reg, if I was you, I'd just walk through the street and just punch people in the face. You're like, if I had your size, I'd just punch people in the face. I go, Sal, I think if that happened, if I did something like that, I get like 3 good people.
Yeah, right? It wouldn't last long.
It wouldn't last long. So yeah, man, it's just, you know, it was just a different mentality, right? Like even it's a different mentality, and it's just a societal thing that's placed on you. And some people have the conversation where they sit down with their kid and they talk about, look, as a Black person, you may be targeted, right? Or you may be seen as a threat simply because of your skin color, nothing else, right? To have that conversation with someone as a kid or a young person, that sucks. Yeah, that sucks. That ruins your view of society. And then, you know, TV, radio, movies, music, all that shit plays a role.
I will say when I just grew up in the West Side, it was all white. And then when I did finally work downtown at the ballpark and it was mostly Black, it was like I was like, you know, 18 maybe and 19, 18. And but I do remember like when I first got there, and I told you Alex, the one guy was giving me crap about being Italian and stuff, but there's definitely like a little like, again, you were told your whole life to be afraid of these people kind of thing.
Right.
And you're like, and you always hear these stories, and then people from the East Side and this, that. And I even had a guy I worked with who told me, because I'd becoming friends with guys. He's like, well, that's good and all, Sal, but you can never trust them. See? And it was like shit like that. And it was already put out there. And then, and then until I actually, then I made friends with people. I'm like, oh, these guys don't know what the fuck they're talking about. That's so stupid.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like there's this narrative and this idea that's perpetuated, right? But the moment you get access, you get exposure, you spend time with people, then you start to realize they basically want the same thing you want, right? People just want to make a decent living, to take care of themselves and their family. They want shelter, clean air, food, and a fair shake, an opportunity to do something, right? But there's those narratives, like little things like that, little things like, yeah, I mean, they're cool, and they'll say it in passing. Oh yeah, they're cool, but you can't trust them. It's, you know, it's just, and that little shit sticks to you, man. You know,
and that's what's so sad when like the flack that Black Lives Matter gets, when that actual phrase is just saying Black Lives Matter.
I know, right? Who is it?
Like, hey, you should write my mom back and explain to her about Black Lives Matter. So
she doesn't understand Black Lives Matter.
No, she's all about all lives matter. She don't know what the fuck it means, dude.
Rose, come on, Rose. Okay, I'm gonna try to sum it up in a nutshell. Please. Basically, Rose, what Black Lives Matters means is that Black people are disproportionately killed in minor situations compared to pretty much any other race, to the point that it feels like people don't care about Black lives or Black people and their lives. When someone is being killed over a potential fake $20 bill, when someone is being killed over selling loose cigarettes in front of a store, when someone is being killed for shoplifting a candy bar, or someone's being killed for having a toy gun at the park, it leads people to believe that people don't care about Black people and their lives. So Black people are saying, hey, our lives matter. Black lives matter. In saying that, we're not saying that no other lives matter. We're saying that the people who are being targeted and killed for minor things matter. In Florida, Trayvon Martin's walking home from a store with Skittles and a soda pop, and a guy thinks that because cars are being broken into, he assumes that this young Black kid is breaking into cars. And instead of calling the police, he decides to take matters into his own hands, and he kills a 17-year-old kid who didn't do anything. Because in his opinion, whatever infraction may have happened or could have happened was way more important than that kid's life. So there's a 17-year-old child who's dead because people don't take Black lives seriously. That's why Black Lives Matter.
Nice, dude. That was really good. That was
Thank you.
really good. No
Thank
edits.
you.
Just, that was smooth. You didn't. Wow. Good, man. No, thank you. Yeah, it's yeah, man, it's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, man. People don't understand. It's like they get caught up in this narrative, right? They get caught up in,
and people are pitching different narratives constantly.
Yeah,
and getting in their heads, and it's sad, man. America's very, very divided right now.
Yeah, it's well, because
yeah.
everyone is finding whatever they want to find. Like whatever belief you have, right? Whatever you believe, you can find on the internet someone who will support that belief. Right.
Yeah, I had like I was actually asking my mom about something about an uncle of mine, and she told me to ask this cousin of mine, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't talk to them anymore. I cut that white trash out of my life. Because last year during the Black Lives Matter, she put Black Lives Matter is the same as like the KKK. And I'm like, that is so obnoxious. The people were getting killed and hanged and murdered by this racist group, and you're comparing it to fucking protesters who say Black Lives Matter.
Oh my
they
God.
Smashed a window and took an Adidas. You know, it's just so.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So then, like, I argue it. People get involved. All these other rednecks get involved, and then I'm just like, I keep arguing it, and then it's like, you know what? Fuck you, and I'm out. And then they try to follow me on Instagram, see what I'm up to. No. Blocked. You lost the privilege of Sal Kalani.
That's what I'm saying. They don't deserve you, dude. I'm telling you, they don't deserve
man.
you.
Fuck that.
Yo, you know what you should do? You should send some jarring images of fucking Klans members standing around with a bunch of other white people looking at people that they lynched from fucking trees, and tell me that's the same. Right? These motherfuckers used to get together like it was a party to watch someone hang from a fucking tree. They would go and snatch people out of their homes at night when they're asleep, when you're the most vulnerable. The Klan would come into your community and snatch you out of your house in your bed, and will dismember. They cut off parts of people's bodies. Yeah. They killed people. They cut off head. They did everything. They mangled people's bodies simply because they were a different color, and they were afraid that they would have some rights. So to say that the Black Lives Matters movement is the same as the Ku Klux Klan, get the fuck out of here.
Right? That's why we ain't friends no more.
Yeah, seriously.
On the Facebook.
Exactly. You should send her all the images of what the Klan has done and tell me that that's the same. And tell me that even... Yeah. Okay. All right. Whatever.
Let's talk about something more fun, Reg.
No,
at least the aliens are coming.
I was gonna say, I'm like, I can't wait till they get here, dude. Look, I'm telling you right now, when the aliens come, like, actually, they're already here.
Well, shit. If humans of different skin tone catching some shit, what are these species of another planet gonna catch?
You know what's gonna happen? The aliens are gonna bring. I'll put it like this: when the aliens show up, like walk out of the spaceship and they look however they look. Everybody, I don't care who it is, it's not going to be any more Asian hate, Black hate, Latin hate. It ain't going to be none of that shit. Everyone's going to look at each other like, yo, humans, we got to stick together, right? Like all the humans come together. It's going to, the Palestinians and Israel, there'll be no more problems. They're like, hey man, we got to come together.
Well, that's Independence Day right there. That's what happened in Independence Day.
Dude, that's what it is. But I'm telling you, man, the aliens are here. They've been
all right, so
here.
Did you watch the 60 Minutes thing?
I haven't seen it.
So basically, it's just basically a culmination of all the latest stuff, and it's still, bro. Like, and this is why you wanted to talk about it a few weeks ago, but 60 Minutes report didn't come out yet, and I don't want to hear any hoo-ha, wacky do stuff, right? So I'm like, once a believable news source speaks to me about, and I got to see the videos. So I saw the videos, and yeah, it's basically just a few military people over the past couple decade or two. And what they've seen, I think almost in the sky, you've seen the stuff like the triangle flying really fast.
Right.
There's another one with like, they look like a silver egg over the ocean. This guy saw it over the ocean, and he said the plane started coming down to check it out. It came up on him, and then it just took off.
Wow.
And then another guy recently, they just released one this week, and it's another little black spherical thing. Or white, who knows? It's in black and white, and then it drops into the ocean and disappears.
Whoa.
So yeah, I mean, who knows? Maybe these things live in the ocean, bro.
I'm telling you, man.
Maybe they've been here the whole time,
dude. Yo, I'm telling you right now, the moment that that people like fully believe it and it's true and it's been proven because we see or whatever the case may be, I believe it turns everything on its head.
Well,
right?
yeah, if it's
No.
real though. I mean,
Hold up.
you know.
Hey, Sal, okay, explain this to me. Right? All the religious zealots out there, right? Who believe in whatever, and we're the only ones. Aliens show up, they got technology, they come from a different place. How you explain religion?
Well, I figured they'll find a way, because religious people are like, yo, man was the first thing ever made. And then only 150 years ago, people are like, whoa, look at these dinosaur bones, which are way older than man. How do you explain this?
Yeah, exactly.
And they still find a way. So, I mean, they'll find a way with aliens as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I think I saw Bill Burr or somebody put a post, but he said, until the aliens come off the spaceship and are talking to people, come right off, we're not going to care as humans. And it's because, you know what, I mean, this is just images. We don't know what we're seeing. It could be anything.
Hey man, look, people don't believe that people don't believe in the moon landing. Some people don't believe in the Holocaust. Right? The Holocaust deniers. Like, they're like, nah, that was all made in Hollywood. So what's going to prevent people from just saying, nah, you just made that up? That's Hollywood with CGI and everything else. Why not just
right? What do you think it is right now? Because we haven't seen any proof yet.
Do I think that it's real? Do I think?
Well, what do you think it is? I mean, it's obviously unidentified flying objects, because they can't identify it, and it's flying. Right. So that's all we know.
I think that's what it is. I think that's exactly what it is.
You think there's someone flying it inside? There's like a little life species flying it around?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I believe in like little green men, right? But I do believe that I'll put it like this. I believe that there are other life forms in the universe aside from us. The universe is
that just kind of makes sense. Yeah, it's just we're just too big.
Exactly. The universe is way too big. And believe me, and look, I think that you're special. I think I'm special. And I think there are other people that we both know are special. But I don't think we are that special where we get to be the only life form in the entire universe. Like, that makes no sense. It's infinite.
Well, that's what bugs me about religious zealots, because they're like, well, only my religion is right. I am so special and everyone else is wrong. Oh. That's what I'm like, where's this judginess? Like, you don't know. Nobody knows.
No one knows.
Arrogant. It's arrogant to think you know everything. It's so wrong.
It's so wrong. And, you know, anybody who's like that, I literally would go, have you done the history of your religion? Do you understand that your religion was derived from another religion? It came from another religion, another religion, and another religion. So the people that you don't like are actually a part of the religion that you don't like. Right. And ultimately it's all just one God. Call him whatever you want to. Call him Allah, call him Yahweh, call him Jehovah, call him Buddha, whatever you want to call it. It's still just the one dude.
Well, the Greeks of the mythology days would not agree with you. Right?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, the Greeks and the Nordics and the Romans and who else? They had the Nordic gods too. Like,
yeah, the Nordic ones. That's true.
But what's funny about them is that even though they had, and even in India, they got a bunch of different gods. But what's funny about
Buddha's not technically a god, but go on.
That's true. Siddhartha. But what's funny about the Greeks, the Romans, and the Nordic gods is that they all are pretty similar, right? As far as
similar. Oh yeah, the Neptune, Roman and Greek are the same names. They just switch them.
Exactly. It's like it's Neptune or Poseidon, right? It's Zeus or it's Odin, right? Like it's like they all take each other thing.
Took a lot of stuff from it too. Like Christmas is on the 25th, I believe, because of the Romans.
There you go. See, everyone's taking everything. Like it's whatever, man. But
so you don't know what the aliens are, huh? Maybe it's like maybe they're remote controlled objects from above or something. They're Bluetooth little things that have flown.
Oh yeah. You think they're sending out a little pod to check us out? Like they're up there with like a joystick.
Yeah.
Like,
that'd be the smart thing. They send some scavengers out, scouts.
Think about this though. If they have the technology and the ability to come here, why not just send down something? Like obviously we don't have the means.
Because they see how we act.
You're like,
They
we've been
see how
watching
we
this.
act as a species.
Right. Like they're very primitive. They are not evolved very much at all. So yeah, man, I don't know. It's exciting, right? And it's cool. And I've always felt like there was something else in the universe aside from us.
But this is only like a couple events over decades, and
Right.
in only weird situations with military plane. I don't know. Who don't know? Nobody
Well,
knows.
this is
And
the
even
thing
these
that gets
people
me.
they interview are like, I'm not one of those people who believe in this stuff, but this is what I saw. I don't know what it is.
Right,
That's what
right,
everyone's
right.
like. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You can't explain it.
Yeah.
My thing is always though, and this is where my skepticism comes in, is that everything always happens in some far away, remote, obscure location, right? Like it's always off where nobody else is. I'm
Right.
kind of like, remember we talking about the Sasquatch and the
Right.
abominable snowman, and it's like, yo, why is it always like a few people somewhere way off? Like,
Right.
that's what the aliens do? Like they decide to come down and be like, we just want to stay over here in the cuts. We're gonna go hang out over the ocean.
Like, let's go to the sticks of Earth.
Yeah, let's go. Exactly. Let's go to where it's very rural. People don't have a high education, and let's just fuck with them. That's what. Let's just do stuff to them.
Stay from the city.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay from the coast, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point too. So I don't know what it is,
but it's exciting, and I do believe that there's something else in the universe aside from us. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't know if they have the technology to reach us like that, but I will say that I do not believe we are the only thing that exists in the entire universe.
Yeah, that makes sense. I got some exciting news too, Reg.
Oh, okay. What you got?
A little result from my Ancestry.com.
Oh, okay.
so I did it, and I don't really understand when they show these people I'm related to or whatever. And then I got a message from this girl, this Vietnamese girl, and she said, "Oh, I say woman, she's 50," and she goes, "Hey, we're matched as first cousins." and she's like, "Do you have any family in did you have any family who was in Vietnam during the war?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I have an uncle, my uncle Freddie, who you met Joey down here in Santa Monica, his dad." I was like, "He was in the Vietnam War." And yeah, so then we've been talking just on the messaging app, and I'm supposed to call her this afternoon to learn more, see if this is a possibility.
dude, that's
I told
awesome.
Joey yesterday, and he is stoked. He's like, "Oh, and she lives in SoCal," which is so funny. So I was like, "Joey, I might have found you a sister in SoCal."
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Stoked.
Yo, I'm telling you,
crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, come on, man. Vietnam, you're across
and
overseas.
She said she's been trying to find her dad and her dad's family since she was 12.
Oh,
so
damn.
for like 38 years, man. It's crazy.
Dude, that sucks though. That sucks because
it's nice it worked out.
Yeah, but you know what? See, I have a feeling about that. Like, for example, I recently discovered that my biological father lives in Flint, Michigan, right?
He's still alive?
He's still alive. He's still alive.
Well, what about you thought that thing about a funeral? Oh, that was your mom. That was your mom's husband.
That's my mom who adopted me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my mom's husband, Walter. They adopted me when I was a kid. So I knew Walter as my dad, but then the difference
that was your first funeral story.
Right. And then I have my biological father and my biological mother. My biological mother is still alive, and she and I will talk, sparingly. She still lives in Michigan, in Detroit.
Okay.
But I found out my biological father is still alive, and he lives in Flint, Michigan.
Wow.
Right. But this is the thing. Hey, man, he knows that I exist. He knew that she was pregnant, right? He knew that I was born, the whole thing. Dude hasn't reached out. Dude hasn't made an effort. And people ask me all the time, "Hey, Reg, you want to find your dad? You want to go look for him? You want to go talk?" I'm like, no, why? I mean, I'm fine. I'm like legitimately fine. But what's the point of me seeking out somebody who knew that I exist? Now, it'd be one thing. They were young, obviously 16 and 17 and 18 or whatever the case may be. And yeah, it's like you kind of get this break where you can kind of continue your life and not have to worry about this kid, right? This thing that you created. But then maybe at some point at 27, maybe at 33, maybe at 46, maybe at 49, maybe at 51, maybe at 55, you go, you know what? I wonder what happened to that kid. No, Didn't happen. So why waste your time and your energy looking for someone that hasn't looked for you? So
Right.
what I'm saying in regards to her, to waste so much time looking for someone that didn't look for her, if your cousin's dad got someone pregnant, now if he didn't know,
I don't think
now
he knew.
okay, now I was gonna
It
say if he
sounds like
didn't
because
know,
nobody. It sounds like nobody knew,
well, is he
and
still
that makes
alive?
sense. No, he died like 10 years ago.
Oh, so no, we won't even, because he could have known,
He
right?
could have
Like,
known, but it's.
hey
I
man,
just
listen,
think it would have. You're right. He could have known.
he
Who
could have known,
knows? Her, but she might have more answers because her mom would probably have more answers.
right?
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe he knew. Maybe he didn't. Oh, he went to Vietnam and he came back, and there was never talk of that.
Hey, dude. I mean, look, man, we live in a country where even right now, not even they don't use it as much as they used to, but in this country, it was like whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. What do you think
Right.
how do they feel about Vietnam? Right? Whatever happens in Vietnam stays in Vietnam. Right. So I wouldn't be surprised if you talk to her and she's like, well, my mom told me that there was a soldier and that they had a relationship and he would spend time with them and whatever with her and
Yeah, I don't
they,
know.
so it'll be
Well,
interesting.
see, I don't even know. Yeah, yeah,
It'll
yeah.
be
Well, I'll let you
interesting.
know. It's gonna be. Yeah, it is kind of exciting. Um,
I'm hit up. I'm on a 23andMe, and I have like I'll look at all the people that I'm connected to, dude. Now, mind you, my mom. It's so weird because it's a different tree, different branch of the tree. But my great aunt was one of 16. Her brother, the oldest, was my grandfather, Yancey. Yancey had Patricia. Patricia had me. Patricia gave me to Sylvia, which was her aunt. So her dad's sister. And that's who I was raised by, my great aunt. Right. But there were 16 of them. And then
wow.
my mom's mom had a sister named Dora who had 19. Dude, when I say that I got into this 23andMe and the amount of people that I'm related to, genetically, bananas. I'm like, I'm finding second, third, fourth cousins everywhere.
Wow.
Like, yo, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like, you and I probably related on some level. I'm telling you.
That's funny. I looked it up and I was like, well, I'm Italian. I got that. Half Italian is what I am.
Oh, nice. So you're like
So
50% Italian for real.
yeah. And then I got a little Baltic and a little.
See, there
You
you
know what I
go.
got a little of? The Baltic because Latvia is in the Baltics.
Dude, that's what I got Latvia too.
Really? Oh, maybe because I have a lot of like Czech and yeah, the Baltics, and then what's the ones right above? I got a little Greece, a little Albania, and right above there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. So
it's crazy. The
I
Baltics and the
have
Balkans; those are
the,
both things, right?
I don't know about the Balkans. I know the
Look
Baltic
it
for
up.
sure.
Go ahead.
But I have Nigeria, Ghana, Sierra Leone, and then I have like Latvia, Sweden, England. I'm gonna look it up right now. I got a bunch of stuff, man. It's crazy.
We're both gonna look it up.
Here I am. I am sub-Saharan African, 85%. 73.8% West African, Ghana, Liberian, and Sierra
How
Leone.
much percent?
West African, 73.8%. Right.
Wow. Is that where
Right.
Nigeria is?
Yo, I'm telling you right now, for Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, I'm 32.8%. Because what they do is they have West Africa and then they list what percentage you are of all the countries in West Africa. So I'm 27.8% Nigerian, and then I'm Senegambian and Guyane, but it's Guinea. But I'm 3.3% that, and then broadly West Africa 9.9. And I got Congolese in Southeast Africa, 8.8, Angolan and Congolese, 8.8, African hunter-gatherer, 0.5, broadly Sub-Saharan African, 1.9. Now, European. So I'm 85% Sub-Saharan African. Now, for the European, I am 14.1%. Northwestern European, 14.1. British and Irish, 13.5.
Wow, you have more British and Irish in you than me. I have none.
You have none. Wow.
That's
But
hilarious.
but think about it though. As far as the slaves and the England is the
No, they're the
slave.
British. Oh man, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
the
All right, so I
rapes.
guess that's how you're British.
Dude,
Damn.
yeah. So and then Scandinavian, I'm 0.6. So it's not very much. Let me see, what is it for Scandinavian? Filipino. Holy shit, this is new. Filipino and Austronese, 0.3%, Native American, 0.2%, broadly Chinese and East Asian, 0.1%. And then I
Well,
have,
that's kind of crazy. You're going down to 0.1%.
yeah, like, but it's a trace of it. And then there's a part of me that's unassigned, 0.3%. Unassigned.
Damn.
That's that alien shit. I'm telling you.
So this is what I got: 48% Southern Italy,
Okay.
40% Eastern Europe, which includes Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Romania, and then 5% Baltics, which is Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and then there is a Balkans. That's
Okay.
5%. That includes Bosnia, Croatia, Macedonia, Romania, and then I got 2% Greece, Albania.
Dude, you are basically European.
Yeah, very Italian. Yeah, Southern and Eastern European.
Yeah, you're Italian and European. Like
Not
that's
that, not the British soldiers kind of European, but the
not
Eastern.
Western. Yeah, you're Eastern
Yeah,
European. I mean, you say Czech and Albania, not Albania, but
yeah, Albania, Western
Albania,
Ukraine, little
Western Ukraine.
Romania. I got some Dracula in me, son.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny? It's funny you say that now, and I'm like, yo, I can see that. Like, I can see the Italian with the thick eyebrows, but then having gone to that region and knowing what the guys look like, it's your build. Your build is very,
Yeah. I'm way tall for an Italian. I'm
yeah,
the
like
tallest in my family, dude.
exactly. I'm telling you, man, your build is your body shape, the long arms, the lankiness, right? Your height. That's that Eastern European. Because when I was over
Yeah.
there, like looking around, I'm like, that's what all the dudes look like. Because Italians are short. Italians are
Oh
like,
yeah, dude. My dad was always like short, and like, dude, sometimes he gets so mad if like he's yelling at me or something, and I just stand up over him. Oh, I did that one time. He's like, "Oh, you think you're tough? Don't you ever stand up to me? I'll break your fucking teeth." I always loved too. He's like, he'd break my teeth, like not knock them out, like he'd hit me
yeah.
so hard they would shatter like a cartoon. Like a
Oh
Tom and
man.
Jerry episode.
Damn, I wish I would have met your dad.
Yeah, dude. He's a
Yo,
trip.
man, that's crazy, man. I can see it though. I can see it now. It like it makes total sense to me. You know what's funny about me is I get two things, right? You already know the Nigerian part, right?
Yeah, dude, do that bit.
Oh man, I haven't done it in so
I
long.
love the voice. You're so good at it.
Really? Okay. Oh man, I haven't done that joke in so long. It's online. All right, but let me see. So I know, you know what I'll do? I'll tell you
Do the
what.
voice. Yeah, the guy.
Well, I'll tell you what really happens to me. And then I'll do the voice. What really happens to me is I've had this happen. Like I'm sitting there and I have these people do this. They'll go. Right? They do a double take. They go, "Are you Nigerian, my brother?" Right? And I go, "I don't know, man. It could be." And they go, "You look Nigerian. If you were to go to Nigeria and not say anything, no one would know you're not Nigerian." Right? I get that all the time, but I had this happen one time.
Funny.
I'm sitting there and there's these group of women, these group of black women, they look African. You could tell by their attire and the head wraps and stuff like that. And they're sitting there and they're looking at me. It had to be about 5 of them, right? They're sitting there, they're talking to each other. They look at me, they go back to talking to each other. They look at me, they go back to talking to each other. They look at me and I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then one of them in the group kind of goes, okay. Like, I don't know if that's what she's saying, but she kind of gets that thing like, okay. She gets up, she walks over to me and she goes, are you Nigerian? Right? And I said, oh, it's funny is I get that all the time, right? I said, apparently I look Nigerian, but I don't know. Like, I don't know my ancestry like that. And at that time I didn't know. And no, actually I did know. I said, well, my ancestry says that I have some Nigerian in me. And she goes, oh, you're Nigerian. You look Nigerian. My friends and I, we were looking at you and we were looking at you and we're thinking, oh my goodness, he is Nigerian, right? They're super happy. But then she goes on and she goes, I go, I don't understand what it is though. I'm like, what about me looks Nigerian? And she goes, oh, it's your face. Your face is very Nigerian. She goes, but your body is from Ghana. She says the Guyanese are very built, strong.
That's
right?
what we just said. You're Guyanese.
Yes. And she goes, your body is from Ghana, but your face is Nigerian. Dude, they get so happy. They get so happy, dude.
You didn't need Ancestry or the Ancestry DNA. You just need
23andMe. I just need to go around some Africans.
An old Nigerian lady tell you who you are.
Exactly.
He was right though. Your body's Ghana and your head is Nigeria. That's crazy.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy because there's a lot of people who migrate from Ghana to Nigeria, right? And obviously you get this. And then boom, 85% of me, West African. This is what you get.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do. Well, we're about to wrap, but I got to give the results from our poll from my little poll I put online with the WandaVision versus Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Okay. All right.
Oh, first off, I forgot. I went to a movie last week. They rented out. A friend of ours rented out a theater and they showed Back to the Future, and everyone invited was already vaccinated. But you know who was there? I come up to the group and everyone's in masks, so I don't know anybody. And this guy goes, Sal Kalani? And I'm like, huh? And then I realized it's fucking Nico Santos.
Oh wow, that's awesome, man,
dude. And so it was cool to see Nico. He's doing well. He's got a house now in Studio City with a pool. I was like, he's like, I'll have to have you over for a pool party. I was like,
dude, come on.
I like Superstore, Nico.
Yeah, I was gonna say Nico on the Superstore, which had, I think it just got canceled though, right?
It just ended. I think he's saying he's looking for a gig now, but
okay.
Yeah, he's been doing well.
How many seasons? 6 seasons?
6, I think.
Yeah, 6 seasons of, and that's syndicated, so he'll be getting those residual checks for a while. He's good. And he's good. And he was in Crazy Rich Asians.
Which is great. It was cool to see, man. It's kind of cool. Like whenever you see someone from back then, you just takes you back to that time when you know, absolutely. And it's just like, it's kind of cool. But all right, so go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick before, right before he blew up, he was already living in LA, but right before he got Superstore, it was like literally, I think he'd already auditioned and it was in the works.
And I think it helped with the NBC diversity. That's where it started, right? He won that.
Did he win it, or
I think he won it, or he was definitely in the finals, and that's where it started, where he got in, because that's an NBC.
There you
competition, and that that's where the relationship began.
So he and I, it was funny. He and I had a co-headlining weekend at the Sacramento Punchline, so we were taking turns closing out the show the weekend. And it was like, I remember him talking about, some things working and happening. I'm like, yo, man, I hope that works out for you. It's great. And then boom, it was like Superstore came out. And then I saw him in like Paul Blart Mall Cop as like a hotel clerk or whatever.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm super excited for him, man.
Yeah, he says hi. I told him we were doing a podcast together now. And he's like, I'll tell Reggie Steele says hi, man.
Okay. All right. I'll shoot him a text and say, what's up?
Yeah. Good guy.
Dude. Yeah. I love Nico, man. He's a great dude. Funny thing, man, is like, the NBC Stand for Diversity thing, and then we can get back to the whole thing. But I think it's a testament to how things progress. Like we're talking about the Bluetooth technology and where it was for me at the beginning, and then where it is now. I remember, because you remember Brent Weinbach won, I think he won the first one, right?
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, Weinbach played the Filipino card.
Well, I guess so.
To get diversity.
Weinbach won the first one, and I think, did Kamal win the second one?
I don't remember.
I think Kamal
I was never in that. I was never in.
Oh yeah.
I think I had a chance once, and I'm like, yeah, dude, I can't go in as an Italian. That's not gonna fly.
You should try, man. Well, hold it though. So it was like, I think Weinbach won the first one. I want to say Kamal won the second one, and then I was in the third one. I didn't win it, but Maranzio Vance won the third one, right? And
who used to open a lot for Rest in Soul, Paul Mooney.
Yep, Paul Mooney. And he also worked with Patrice O'Neal too, I want to say. But Mooney for sure. And then after me, I think it was Hassan. Maninhaj. But the point is that when it first started with Weinbach, they haven't figured out, they didn't quite figured out the kinks of it yet, like exactly what they wanted to do, right?
Right. How to use it.
How to use it. By the time I did it, what they did was they had one winner who got the $10,000 and a year holding contract with NBC for production and for shows, possibility for shows. And then they took 3 people for the college tour. And of those 3 people, I remember they took Aparna, who's writing and doing really well, who has a special on Comedy Central. They took Aparna. They took this kid, Lucas, out of Texas, and one other person. And then the rest of us, the other 6, is just kind of like, whatever connections you made at that meeting, then that's what it was. The next year, when Hassan won, they had one person win the whole thing, but then they decided that instead of just taking 3 people, they took everybody for the college tour, right? They took everyone for the college tour, and then it kind of turned to that thing where if you won, it wasn't as lucrative as if you didn't win, because if you won, you were beholden to NBC. Right. But if you're on the college tour, right, then you could basically audition for whoever. So, and then the next year after that, it turned into a whole thing where it's like, so I was 1 year away from just being on the college tour for a whole year. You know how much money I would have made?
Money. Dude, I remember Doug Benson was on Last Comic Standing, and he was in the finals, and he's like, I don't want to be in the top 5 because the top 5 go on tour together. He's like, I want to be like 6 or 7, then I'm not on the show, and then I could just tour on my own and headline on my own. And that's like what happened. And it was like the perfect, I just need that exposure, and I don't need to share or be with any of y'all.
Yes, I can do whatever I want on my own. Dude, it's like that's been the story of my life almost. Like, I graduated college in 96, right? The next year in 97, St. Mary's won the West Coast Conference, went to the NC2As, played against Wake Forest and Tim Duncan in the first round.
Oh, wow.
I missed that trip to the NC2As and playing against Tim Duncan by 1 year.
Was any of your other teammates, were they all your same year, or did any of them get to do it?
I didn't get to go. Mahershala didn't get to go. Mockley didn't get to go. Jamoki didn't get to go. Ali Peak didn't get to go. But AJ got to go because AJ broke his hand our senior year, like 6 games in, which is the cutoff. So once he broke his hand, 6 games, he redshirted the rest of the year. So he got to come back for 97.
So you got to do the tourney. We got to have him on. He played against Tim Duncan?
He did.
Wow, that's dope, man.
Hall of Famer who just got inducted, Tim Duncan.
Wow, that's cool.
And then AJ went on to have a lucrative professional career in Europe.
Yeah,
he played
that's
in
cool.
7 or 8 countries. So,
all right. Well, so bottom line for the results of the poll, it didn't really work, bro. Nobody barely even participated. Like, basically, I kind of messed it up because right in the beginning, if you're gonna put an Instagram story on, you got to do the first one because that's the one that people look at the most. The first thing you put up, okay? Right. And I put, and I know Reggie's not hip really to all the technology because you put our video up and he didn't do the widescreen version, so it was all smushed up.
No, what do you mean the widescreen version? I didn't have there's an option for a widescreen version on
Instagram. Yeah.
Where
there's a little corner with the little arrows. When you put it up, you could stretch it out.
I'm looking right now. I'm serious. I'm looking right now because I even said that. I was like, yo, I couldn't see how to put the damn thing up. Hold up. I'm going to look right now.
Old man Reg, folks.
Old man Reg. That's hilarious. All right, hold up. Let me find a video. Here's a video. I put up Eli Tapley. So let's go Sal's tattoo. All right. So hold up. Short
in the
video.
Bottom left corner, there should be a little thing when you put the image in.
Oh, wait, hold up. Now it just gave me an option that it didn't give me before. I can put up a short video or a long video, share the full-length video.
That's because if it's over a minute, you have to go long.
Okay, so I'm gonna go long, continue, and then where? Wait, hold up. Where are you talking about? Oh, shit, it took me out. All right, Sal's
You're looking like an old man.
Hold up, man. Now where are you talking? Oh, this little arrow thing right
here. Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
It's hilarious.
Son of a bi. This is some bullshit.
Well, this is what I did wrong is the poll is either a yes or no question, and I didn't want to word it that way, so I just worded it like the question. Which one did you entertained more, and I put them both. But the question thing is, it's not like what do they pick? It's right or wrong. So if someone clicked on Falcon Winter Soldier, it would say wrong answer.
Oh, no way.
So I was like, wait, that's not what I want. And it didn't really give results. And I guess it would if I kept it up, but I deleted it. I put the poll because I wanted to see the results. But by the end, It was at the end of the story. And literally like 4 people voted, and I was one of them. And Ernestine, who encouraged this whole thing, inspired it. She was, of course, the one who voted for Falcon and Winter Soldier. And 2 guys voted for WandaVision. So one white male, one of Latin descent. I don't know if that matters. But
I was gonna vote, but I was like, dang, I should have voted. Who would you
pick? You could be the deciding factor.
Which one was more entertaining?
I mean, I of course pick WandaVision, but
which one was more entertaining?
Well, yeah, I just mine was just because I felt like seeing it every week, you know?
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think honestly, I enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought it was good. But WandaVision was just more intriguing, right? As the story
that's a good word for it.
It was more intriguing as the story started to play out, and her abilities to control people and have them in this altered state that would come out and they'd be like, "Can you tell her, please? I miss my kids." And it's like,
it was more like, what's going on?
Like, what the hell is going on? So it was just more intriguing and interesting in a different way, because Falcon and the Winter Soldier was very traditional MCU, Marvel, right?
Good point.
Very traditional Marvel. Whereas WandaVision was, yo, man, they had flashbacks to Agatha and the witches, and then
that shit was crazy.
That was crazy.
And I didn't even know. Like, it's funny whenever I look up this stuff in Marvel, and these characters have been around since like the '60s, and I'm like, really?
Well, you got to follow the storylines. Yeah, exactly. You got to follow the storyline. Marvel's deep, man. I got to give Marvel
credit.
Way
deep. Yeah, it's deep, man. Yeah.
And all these storylines like cross each other, and it's just it's like, dude, it's awesome. So yeah, I would say WandaVision was probably more entertaining, just in the sense of, come on, man, Vision, and then you had the android Vision where they made Vision going against Vision. Like, come on, that's crazy. Right?
I mean, her comment though about breaking up with a woman breaking up with a robot or whatever was pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. But also too, I think, and then seeing Scarlet Witch like really kind of truly,
that was cool.
Realize her powers. That point where at the end where she's at the house and there's a part of her reading the book, and then the other part, she is literally like one of the most powerful
beings in
the universe.
Yeah, right? Except that was my one problem with like Captain Marvel. Like, she showed up at the end of Avengers and just destroys everything. I'm like, you could have just had her in the first movie, and then we wouldn't have even gotten here.
Well, Carol Danvers had to. She was off. Remember, she was off in other parts of the universe taking care of business. Remember,
a lot of business needs to be taken care of. Yeah, there's silver eggs floating over oceans in some planet.
Exactly. She's taking care of those aliens that we hear about. So,
all right, man. Well, this is good.
Yeah, man. This is great. This is good stuff, man. I think it's coming along, man. We just got to get people on board.
Farley shirt.
Oh, nice. And you work with his brother. Yeah,
he worked with his brother. Worked with Tim Meadows, his old buddy from Chicago, before they even went to New York for SNL.
That's pretty awesome, man. Yeah. All right, I want to say this too. I know Sal and I talk about not having a bunch of views and listeners or whatever, but for those of you who do, we really appreciate you. It's not your fault, right? It's like, as a comedian, when you show up and there's only 25 people in the audience, you don't get mad at the people who aren't there. Right, you don't get mad at the people for being small, right? Like, you don't get mad at the crowd that's there because they aren't big. You appreciate that crowd, and you give them the best show.
Truth.
You give them the best performance.
And this is a good product. I still think it's one of my best products I'm putting out with you. It's great.
I love it. Come on, man. So this is great.
All right, man. We'll catch you all next week. Thanks for listening.
Peace, everybody.